Hello. This week we learning Parsha Chayei Sarah, which translation for this is Life of Sarah. The year is 2084 as per Jewish calendar, which today is the year 5781. It means it's 3,697 years ago. Sarah dies at the age of 127 and is buried in the Machpelah cave in Hebron, which Abraham purchases from Ephron the Hittite for 400 shekels of silver, which is a huge amount of money, very overpriced comparing to the normal value for the land like this. Abraham's servant Eliezer is sent laden with gifts to Haran by Abraham to find a wife for Yitzchak. At the village well, where normally all girls coming over to get water, Eliezer stays there and asks God for a sign. And what he said is the following: when the maidens come to the well, I will ask for some water to drink. And the woman who will offer me and offer to give water to my camels to drink as well shall be the one designated or destined to be the wife of Isaac or Yitzchak, my master's son. He barely finished this request to God, and Rivka or Rebecca, the daughter of Abraham's nephew Bethuel, appears at the well and passes the test immediately. More than that, the water, he could see that the water was actually elevating itself towards her, which is a very clear indicator that this person is highly spiritual and probably is a prophet or a prophetess in this case. Eliezer is invited to the home of the girl, to their home, where he repeats the whole story of the day's events. And after some negotiations with the family, Rebecca returns with Eliezer to the land of Canaan, where they encounter Isaac praying in the field. Isaac marries Rebecca, loves her, and comforted over the loss of his mother. The second part of this portion is talking about Abraham taking a new wife by the name Keturah, which in reality is the same lady, Hagar, who was maid servant of Sarah's and who is the mother of Ishmael. Over the years, Abraham fathered 6 additional sons with her, but Isaac is designated as the only heir and he gets all inheritance from Abraham, physical and spiritual. Abraham dies at the age of 175 and is buried beside Sarah by his 2 eldest sons, Isaac and Ishmael. And this is very important fact actually, because this is a clear indication from the Torah that peace between Jews, descendants of Isaac, and Muslims, descendants of Ishmael, is possible. Because if these two, after all the trials and tribulations which their families went through because of Ishmael's behavior and so on, if they could reconcile, we could reconcile. But I want to talk about something else. This week's Parsha is, as I said, entitled Chayei Sarah, meaning the life of Sarah. And it's seemingly very ironic that the title is just the title, and the whole Parsha, starting from the first verse, is talking about death of Sarah at the age of 127. And the rest is everything what is happening after her death. So why this parsha is called Life of Sarah? I believe there's a huge depth in that fact, because it reflects the great legacy which Sarah left through her son Isaac and the generations to come, as well as her commitment to serving God, who blessed her with a son at the very unlikely age of 90 years old. Sarah served her husband, and with him she served God faithfully and honorably. And she was a bone of her husband's bone, Abraham's bone, and flesh of his flesh, and raised Isaac in total reverence to Hashem. This parsha is truly a story of life and service of Sarah, because everything described in this parsha is a consequence of Sarah's life, of what she did during her life. Or it was influenced by her power. With death of Sarah, 3 miracles which were with her during her life, they consistently filled her tent. They came to an end. What are the 3 miracles? I will tell you in a few seconds. So when Isaac married Rivka, or Rebecca, and brought her into the tent of his mother, the 3 miracles, Sarah's miracles, returned back. Because Rivka became Sarah's successor. She embodied the ideals upon which Sarah founded a Jewish home. And the 3 miracles that consistently filled Sarah's tent now came back for Rivka. So the special blessing on her challah, which the dough raised very fast and very high, and the challah was fresh all week long. The Shabbat candles that burned all week. And one of the others is the cloud, which was a manifestation of divine presence. The cloud was hovering over the entrance to Sarah's tent, and now the same cloud was hovering over Rivka's tent. Abraham's life story, as told by the Torah, began at the age of 75 and came to an end with his wife's passing away. I mean his public life. These 2 people have changed the whole world, the whole civilization, because they brought a new moral code and covenant to this world. A man and a woman, Abraham and Sarah. They were both indispensable for the implementation of the divine plan of taking humanity to a different ways of perception of reality, of understanding what is good and what is bad. Both of them worked side by side, welcoming people into their tent, teaching and enlightening. Sarah taught the world's women, and with a zeal and passion not any less than Abraham's zeal and passion when he taught men. And once Sarah died, Abraham's assignment came to an end. And he withdrew from the arena of history, retreating into private life. The vacancy was filled by his son Isaac, who together with his wife Rivka became the successor to Abraham and Sarah's life work. In Torah portion of Chayei Sarah, which literally, as I said, means the life of Sarah, but records the events after her death, the eternity of Sarah's life is revealed. Because every one of us, we have our continuity in our children. And for women, it's probably even more relevant than for us men. The legacy of her life, Sarah's life, continues as her teachings, morals, and deep convictions are continually demonstrated, followed, and expressed by those who carry on her life's mission and in the generations to come, in the future generations. And they follow through Rivka, then Rachel, Leah, Ruth. And the truth is, they follow it through yours and mine, mothers, grandmothers, our wives, and in future our daughters. That is the main task of all Jewish women, even today, to bring love of God to other people. Shabbat Shalom.
למען החי ורעי, למען החי ורעי, אדם בנה, אדם בנה, שלום רב, למען החי למען החי ורעי, אדם בנה, אדם בנה,